Morning, everybody.
Yeah.
Holy cow, the sun's starting to come out. It's been
Wow.
pouring all morning.
Pouring for days.
Pouring for days. I gotta make this a little more on Charlie here.
I feel guilty saying that to you people that are out west
Yeah,
where you
west.
could be dying for some of this.
Yeah. Hi, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
So we're gonna do a song that we learned from our friend Raleigh Brown's live stream. When skies are cloudy and gray, they're only gray for a day. So wrap your troubles in dreams. Dream your troubles away. Hi, Warren. Hi, Rick. Until the sunshine peeks through. There's Raleigh. There's only one thing to do. Is wrap your troubles in dreams. Hi, Barb. Dream your troubles away. Your castles may crumble. It's fate after all. Life's really funny that way. No use to grumble. Smile as they fall. Weren't you king for a day? So just remember that the sunshine always follows the rain. And wrap your troubles in dreams. Dream your troubles away. Oh, look, there's Marilyn. Hi, Marilyn. I'm sorry I didn't come to yoga this morning. I was getting ready. Look, there's Rita Blood, Kathleen Harris. Hi, from Tucson. We saw Janet Simpson, Barb Scott, Raleigh Brown, who we got that from, Becky May. Hi, Kathy Marzik. And Rick Allendorf and Warren Bendler. Rick Allendorf, nice. We haven't seen you here recently. Nice to see you. Dental Bowling says, I played an in-person show Saturday in Arizona. Boy, did that feel great. I bet it did.
Yeah.
Although I bet you were hot. Hi, Mike Vergvik. Nice to see you. Lauren Payne, hi. So Charlie has that awesome harmony, so I asked him to play that song with us.
We just learned that this morning. Well, I was.
Yeah, we learned it over coffee. We're delighted to see you all. We wanted to say that we're doing this show, and the next week we're not doing a show because we're going to Bozeman, Montana. Hi, Linda. We're going to Bozeman, Montana to visit Charlie's daughters and grandchildren.
All my grandkids.
And Mark Wilson. And so we won't do a show next Tuesday, but we'll be here the following week, although we'll be tired because we'll have just flown in the night before. Hi, Rhonda. Morning, ooh, audio. Hope that means it's okay. Hi, David Gideon. I put in the wrong contacts this morning and I had to go back because I couldn't read anything on the test line. You know what? I'm not sure. I think our microphone was backwards. I bet we're louder now.
What are we doing next?
Quietly lit. So we're thinking of all you guys out west. My gosh, you're hot, and you're dry, and we're cold and we're wet. Doesn't make sense, does it? Hey, Janet Swisher. John Martucci says, I wrap your troubles in dreams. I used to play that song when I was in a swing jazz group. It's an awesome song. I want to thank Raleigh for showing it to us. Some days my life comes together and then it all comes apart. And I am told I have ambition, or I should have a heart. I have something on a long rope, swinging wide either way. And I don't know what's passing through from what's here to stay. And I have quite a history chasing after rainbows, finding there's a thunderstorm at the other end. If I don't learn the first time, I don't learn the next time. Well, God
Fisher, hi. And it turns out our microphone was backwards, and a number of people are mentioning that. Hi, Dorothy. I hope it's not so hot there. Janice Fisher says it was hot, but I went to Salt Lake City to cool down during the hottest Seattle days. You know, that seems kind of ironic to go from Seattle to Salt Lake City to cool down. I have to tell you. I bet Andy went to Squim to cool down from Moab, though. I bet it's hot there. Well, we're doing songs today, like we always do. Kokomo needs one. Kokomo needs one. A microphone. Oh, well, that's part of the reason we're not doing a show next week, because even though I will be bringing a computer, we're trying not to bring much. And this is what we sing into for you guys. And it's kind of heavy. And, carrying it on your luggage on an airplane when you're trying to fit other things in, like your bathing suit. It's just Super Monsoon in Tucson. Oh, awesome. Well, Andy Nettles here will know that Chad Niehaus sometimes, he told me that sometimes he paints, before he paints one of his paintings, and he did, let's see, that painting back there, that's a Chad Niehaus. He sometimes writes underneath it. And I love that idea. He kind of writes all sorts of messages and then he paints the painting over, which is part of what inspired me to write this song. I started this song sometime in the 90s when I was living in Moab. And I finished it last year during the pandemic. Paul Pfaffenberger. Wow, Tucson and Arizona and Phoenix. A lot of people are here. High of 94 in Moab today, down from 110 a few days ago. Wow, Marcia. Holy cow. Quietly led. Quietly Led. Actually, it's LED, not LEAD. Although David Surratt once suggested that Quietly Led should have been the name of the album. It would be Acoustic Led Zeppelin. What kind of mic says Steve Edelman? Audio Technica 2020. I have a friend who paints love on his canvas and then paints it over sky blue. He says it is there to watch over and care and help his painting get through. If you are in his painting, it is a wondrous thing. Right overhead, love on the wing. It's been hard to cope since we made the telescope and we couldn't find God in outer space. It made sense to believe if God was there we would see, and the world became a big empty place. But way up high in the blue of his sky, Michelangelo painted that hand to watch over and care. Look up there, love we can understand. And now we have a war between religion and science, and we paint a Death Star and a rebel alliance. It threw all the questions open wide. What if there's nothing out there on our side? Way up high in the blue of the sky, some wondrous thing to watch over and care. So we look up there for a hand or a heart or a wing. Hi, Cynthia Green. Yesterday I found a feather on the bike path that runs through town. I can't say it's heaven sent, but right there on the pavement, a bit of love fell from the sky to the ground. And here I am in this painting. It is a wondrous thing. Right overhead, love on the wing. Claude says, how am I supposed to know it's Tuesday next week? Oh, bless your heart, Claude. Yeah. Well, maybe Claude should do a show at Tuesday at 10:30. Next week, I'll talk amongst yourselves. We could do one, but gosh, guys, you won't like us without that microphone, believe me. Thank you, guys. That's very sweet. And Raleigh says it helps when you turn the microphone around, so clearly you couldn't really hear our first song. Kathy Marzik, really? We do a pretty good job of talking amongst ourselves. It's true.
Microphone
What's that?
It was back.
It was backwards. Yeah, you got to see the little bright blue light. Thank you, Kathleen Harris. Well, I saw that Mark Wilson was here today.
What's next?
Oh, we're gonna do the losing game. And Mark Wilson made a video of this song for me years ago, and was so supportive of my show, the Pomegranate Seed, which was, and of this song, which I had this one woman show back in the 90s that I did, no, early 2000s that I did, called the Pomegranate Seed. It was a exploration of appetite, body image, and myth in modern culture, and it was really became a lot of things, but it was inspired first by me writing this song many years before. In 1991, I wrote this. And at the time, it felt sort of embarrassingly self-revelatory, and there wasn't a lot of self-revelatory going on in the songwriters that I knew in this way. And I remember it felt quite something when I did it. And now it seems like, we've sort of gotten to this place where we do more of this. But anyway, this is called The Losing Game, and I used to start it by saying, this was an old factoid. The average American woman is 5'4", and she weighs 144 pounds. The average American model is 5'11". She weighs 117. If you make Barbie into a real woman, she is 6 feet tall, her legs are 5 feet long, and she has a size 3 shoe, and she's unable to reach her mouth with her hands.
With the TV on young and long and lean and blonde, and beauty queens with high heels. You come a long way, baby. How does it feel? Are you proud to be living in the USA, where nothing beats a great pair of legs? And be all you can be, but don't be more than an 8. Stretch yourself out. You're not the right shade. You're a little bit bigger. You could be smaller. You could be thinner if you could get taller. Just a little less, make you a little more. Give you that little look they're looking for. If you go out where they say go in, it's a losing game. You don't wanna win.
Whoa, sorry. Gotta stop reading the comments.
Little girls counting calories. They wanna look like the ladies they see on TV. You never know what your nature intended. Your natural shape has been suspended by diet soda, Dexatrim. It makes your hair fall out, but at least you're thin. Whatever happened to a feminine line came between you and your Calvin Klein. You're a little bit bigger, you could be smaller. You could be thinner if you could get taller. Just a little less, make you a little more. Give you that little look they're looking for. If you go out where they say go in, it's a losing game. You don't wanna win.
I'll read all the comments later, but they're looking really interesting. Hi, Diane Lansing. Whoa. Yeah.
So say goodbye to the hourglass shape. The full-figured girl is all out of date. I've learned not to care what the pictures say. I was born with this body, it won't go away. I don't need a diet, I need a machine to look like the women in those magazines. No one ever called me skin and bones. I'm not a frame, I'm a finished home. You're a little bit bigger, you could be smaller. You could be thinner if you could get taller. Just a little less, make you a little more. Give you that little look they're looking for. All the terrible secrets little girls know. Clean your plate, don't let it show. If you go out where they say go in, it's a losing game. You don't wanna win.
Thanks, Charlie. Claude says, I guess you could wear goalie mitts. Now, what is that in response to? Interesting. Janet Swisher, this album kept me awake driving. Sister Auntie Barbie would put Cozy on because she knew I would sing along. Sister Auntie Barbie. I wonder if that's anti or anti. That's cool. Thanks, Janet Swisher.
That song is a killer for my arthritic wrists.
Yeah, poor Charlie had to take Advil before we started
keep
today.
Up with a 22-year-old cozy.
Kathy Marzik says, I remember when you sang this with Peggy Lynn in Tannery Pond in North Creek. Yeah, I remember that show a long time ago. I wonder what happened to Woody and Elise.
I can't understand why Barbie couldn't reach her mouth.
Her arm, if you make her into anatomically, she can't feed herself because she can't even reach her mouth. I mean, if you make a Barbie into a real, if you make it proportionally large enough, I have one downstairs. I can hang it up.
Her arms are too short or too long.
They're too short.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But
If that was a real woman.
Her whole upper body, according to what you're saying, is only a foot long. So.
Right.
Anyways.
My sweetheart at the time, my old partner TR, made. I have a 6-foot Barbie made out of tin. I have to go down to the basement to go get it. What are we doing after that? Oh, we're doing a new song. We're doing Here's the Rain. I have a little bit of show and tell, by the way. We're going through our old list to try and find charts for Charlie, and I found my set list. It's not a set list, but this is my master list. Maybe I've already showed you this. I think I have. This is my master list from before the pandemic, but I saved it so I wouldn't forget any songs. And these are listed by albums. I start with the oldest album up in the upper left corner, and then I have the newest album down in the lower right corner, and I try to list all the songs. And then I look at it before the show, so that's my little show and tell today. Let's see which guitar is in the right tuning.
What are we doing?
We're going to do Here's the Rain. Okay. You have to hand it to Barbie so she can... That's Claude. You have to hand it to Barbie, ... so she can eat.
Shouldn't eat much.
Becky May, I remember hearing this at the Loaf and Ladle at Exeter. Yeah, I remember that a long time ago. Woody and Elise sold their house and are living in Vermont. Woody is still taking beautiful photos. Oh, nice. Marilyn says her arms also don't bend. Bummer. Yeah, I agree. John Ferrulo says that's why she's so thin. Oh, okay. You guys are funny. All right, so this is a song that we're playing because we don't want to forget it. Sometimes I write songs and, if we don't do much with them, we forget where they are. So what key are you do it in G? This is a song I wrote a couple of weeks ago. Need a groan button, says Barb.
There's a lot going on, and I just don't know. So I stand out here and I sing happy songs in the road. Little Pollyanna, some might say, it won't make anybody's troubles go away. And here's the clouds, here's the rain, here's the butterfly wing, and then the hurricane, and here is all of the pain. Here's the clouds, and here's the rain. And when you're really sad, you don't want to be cheered up. You want someone to sit down beside you here with your broken cup and all that's happy draining away through the cracks of your very bad day. Here's the clouds, here's the rain, here's the butterfly wing, and then the hurricane, and here is all the pain.
Hi, Bruce.
Here's the clouds, and here's the rain. It's what I know how to do. Hope a better day will come and comfort you. Here's the clouds, here's the rain, here's the butterfly wing, and then the hurricane, and here is all the pain. Here's the clouds, here's the rain, here's the clouds, here's the rain.
Thanks, everybody. Hi, Lauren Payne.
I think that has the most beautiful chorus. It's so beautiful.
You were starting to sing on it. It sounded great.
I'm starting to find it.
It sounded
great. I'm looking for it.
Yeah. Cozy, your new song is gorgeous. Thanks,
Hope you
Kathy.
guys don't mind my looking for the harmonies during our little live stream here.
I think it's perfect, Charlie. Okay, I wonder if I forgot a song. I don't think I did. I think, Charlie, we're at your song now. It's time for you, and then I'll play one
Seriously?
more. Yeah, I think so, because I can't... You know, here's today's list. Here, see if you can follow this. I can't. I don't know. But he says no show next week, and but it's written over the fact that somebody suggested a movie to us when I was making this list. So anyway, this is today's list, and I can't quite figure out what happened, but somehow we got to 5, and we've done 4. We did 2 and 3, so I'm really not sure what we lost. But anyway, Charlie, it's time for your song. So Chazzy's going to do a song that I requested, and so we don't have a show next Tuesday for those of you who tuned in late. And because we're going to be in Bozeman, but if you know anybody in Bozeman, send them to our show because we're going to do a live show there, July 24th, Saturday, July 24th. Hi, Aretta. Sounding Greg. Thank you, Doug. Charlie, keep doing what you do. You sound fantastic, says Kathy. Okay, so I'm going to kind of get out of the way so you can see Charlie's. We'll miss you. Thank you, Daniel Bowling. I'll miss you guys too. You can see us with our jet lag the next week. All right, go for it, Chazzy.
Okay, I wrote this for my brother Cyrus, passed away a year and a half ago, and see if I can get through it. Now I've been wondering what we might do if I could spend another day with you. I guess we do the things that we always do. If I could spend another day with you. What I can't get around is that you show up in my dreams, just like you're still a man in town. I'd like to ask my phone to call you up, but you are nowhere to be found. Wakes me confused about where you are and where you've been. Wakes me confused about what is now and what was then. I wake up confused about what is now and what was then. I wake up confused about where you are and where you've been. But I can tell when I am really wide awake, 'cause there's this empty place I feel, an absence right here near my heart lets me know that you're gone for real.
Nice, Charlie. Really lovely. Really lovely. I saw that Neil Braverman said he knows lots of people in Bozeman. Let us know where it is. So Neil, it's listed on our website, on my website, on the show, the shows page, the concert calendar, and it's also on my Facebook page. But I'll list it again. And beautiful tribute to your brother, Charlie, says Neil. Thanks for sharing this with us. Claude Galinsky. I remember the first time Charlie played Crazy for me, life-changing. Mark Wilson says wonderful. I wanted to tell also you folks that in the Boston area, we have another show we've added. We're going to do a house concert in Andover, Mass. On let's see, when is it? On the first Saturday in August. So if you live in the Boston area and you're interested, Chris and John Bamer host house concerts, and they're going to host us. We're delighted. So, Janet Swisher says, beautiful Charlie Sabbath. Beautiful Kathleen Harris says, very touching song, Charlie. And Rick Allendorf says, Charlie, bring in the sweet stuff. Okay, we're going to go out on one more song. We are going to miss you guys, and I'm going to sing this song that I feel like you guys are the ants who knit us back together again once a week. And I'm so glad for that. I feel like we are very blessed to have you guys visit with us once a week and just keep us happy and sane. Especially after we've read one of our what's her name? Cox, who is it?
Oh, Heather Cox Richardson.
Heather Cox Richardson, and I feel like, oh my God, why don't we just go to New Zealand? But we're gonna go out on this song. I wrote this a long time ago. Marcia, you will only 3 capos. Well, I suppose I could stick another one in here somewhere, but I had a friend who said that, oh, Cozy, if you just point it in the right direction, you could probably bring in Tokyo. Before the internet, remember how we had to use radios to do those things. Thank you, Marilyn. So thanks for joining us. Stay safe wherever you are. Wear your sunscreen. Drink your water if you're out there in the West. And thank you for visiting with us. We'll see you the last Tuesday in July. Six limousines pulled into my driveway. 3 were gray and 3 were black. 6 chauffeurs got out of 6 front doors and opened 6 doors in the back. And from each limousine came a part of a heart, like the kind you would see on a card from Hallmark. Each piece was carried by a family of ants, and on the lawn it looked like each part of that heart danced together to become one. What that heart might mean, why it arrived in 6 pieces in 6 limousines. Limousines carry power, ants usually do not. And maybe in the ant world, these ants were big shots. The ants camped out with the heart in the fine summer weather, and I watched as they slowly sewed it together. For a while there, it looked like Frankenstein, but a heart without some stitching is hard to find. The limousines left, but the ants stayed. And each morning they circled the heart and they prayed, and they sang it ant hymns and ant lullabies, and the scars on that heart healed by and by. One morning I looked out and the ants had gone, and my heart looked quite alone out there on the lawn. So I went out to see. I found a note there for me. It said, with you we all abide. Your heart has arrived. Thank you, John Martucci. Frankenstein stitching line gets me in the heart every time. Thanks, John Martucci. Marcia says, maybe you'll teach a class in Moab on multiple capos this year. Maybe, Marcia, that's not a bad idea. I wanted to let you guys know, by the way, that Moab Folk Camp still has, I think, 3 or 4 open spaces before we have to close our registration, because we said we keep it small, although we may add 10 more people later on, depending on what is going on with the pandemic. So if you're interested in coming to Moab Folk Camp this year, it's October 31 through November 5. And if you go to moabfolkcamp.com, the registration page is available. Thank you, Lynn Redding.
So you were talking about radios that you had to point.
Yeah.
And it suddenly reminded me, when I was 18, my dad had me sail his boat from Bermuda to New York City, and it was overcast the entire way, and that was before GPS. And so the only thing we had on board that besides Dead Reckoning to help us was this old radio, which had a little knob on the top, and for some reason you could, when you turned it sideways, then you got a radio station, then that could in theory give you
Oh, because
a
you
heading.
said that's head. Oh, that's
Yeah,
wow.
and
Interesting.
but it was pretty inaccurate, and it was just sort of a crappy old radio anyway, because he always used a sextant. But anyway, when we got in close to New York City, it stayed very, very cloudy and stormy, and the way we found our way in was by watching the planes go into LaGuardia
Oh,
Airport.
wow.
That was way back.
It's way back.
Just shows you how old I am.
I love that you reckon by the radio.
The radio direction.
Claude says you apparently have better aunts than I do. Keith Shaw says I love my aunts. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. And I'd like to remind you that Raleigh is doing a show tomorrow afternoon at 3, and the Kokomo is on every day at 10, except for Saturdays. Eddie D. Hey, Eddie, thanks for being here. And be safe. Bye.